It's happened. The big name in the portal, Dante Moore, heading to the transfer portal. More next on Locked On UCLA.
You are Locked On UCLA, your daily podcast on the UCLA Bruins. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to this breaking news edition of the Locked On UCLA podcast. Anderson-Yoxsimer with you guys. In the big news, the fourth name of the portal might be the biggest of the Bruins of their entire roster. Dante Moore, the heralded freshman, five-star product that UCLA got to flip his commit from Oregon to UCLA in December of 22. He's now leaving UCLA. He's headed to the portal, and that is his intention. He told 24/7 Sports he plans on entering the transfer portal. And his quote, for these next upcoming years, I just want to go to a place where I can get developed. That's the main thing, is really development. Making sure you're bettering yourself every day and having a staff around you that's going to help develop you. This is what Dante Moore told 27 Sports. So I'd say the biggest things are going to a place where I can get developed and continue to love and have fun playing football and be around a place that loves college football and be around great athletes. That's what Dante Moore told 27 Sports. That was his quote as he plans to end the transfer portal. Now, it's disappointing for sure for Dante Moore and for all of us UCLA fans who are so excited, thought this meant a big thing for 2023 and beyond, going into the Big Ten, getting this quarterback out of Michigan, having him flip from Oregon, coming to Westwood and play in Pasadena. And after it's all said and done, a unique year in terms of flipping the quarterbacks, wondering what it means. And now here he is in the portal. Remember, it began this year in August talking about he's heading to the portal, all these rumors, and he had to shut those down on social media. But after how everything transpired, playing through a little bit of injury, battling not to be the number one quarterback starting night when it was Garber's, and then taking Garber's job, then losing it, and everything back and forth. And with still all those three quarterbacks, if you had Schlee, Moore, and Garber's, they all had a year plus of eligibility. Of course, Moore having the most eligibility and arguably the most promise and the highest ceiling of the three. He is now stepping out the door for UCLA. And I just talked about the most recent, very short Locked On UCLA episode, how this might be the beginning. It's signaling the beginning with UCLA retaining Chip Kelly of a mass exodus. How can they replenish the talent they're losing? Now, they already have a very deep quarterback room in terms of guys who are going to battle for the job. Who is the most ready? What does that mean? Everything in between. And yet we did see some freshmen miscues, but that was going to be the case with Dante Moore getting the reins. And in the end, he decided to go elsewhere. Where that means, what that means, I don't know. But he is now already stepping up in a longer list of big-name quarterbacks in the portal. Of course, Oregon State had their quarterback, DJ Oyunlele, decide to go in the portal as well. So the West Coast losing some big-name QBs heading into the portal. Well, this is a big loss for UCLA for their future. Moore threw for 1,600 yards, 11 touchdowns. Arguably his best game came against San Diego State, 3 touchdowns, 290 yards, and a 63% completion percentage. Another good game he had was against Washington State, 290 yards, a touchdown in terms of yardage. He did throw a pick 6. Still, there's a lot of promise, a lot of signs flashed from taking the job from Garbers in week 1, only to eventually give it back to Garbers. And now I just wonder what this means for the future, because Garbers still has another year. Is he going to come back? It was looking like Garbers was going to be the one redshirting, right? That was the idea. He wasn't playing. Is he going to redshirt? Is he not going to be out there so he can go leave redshirt and still have 2 years? Or is he going to come back and lead UCLA in 2024 in Big Ten country? And I know how people think about when it came to the Moore Garbers debate. Schlee has another year. He could be that wrinkle in quarterback, that added wrinkle of running the football if he doesn't want to go somewhere else, if he can finish his degree and be a grad transfer somewhere else, right? Or do whatever, add on to degrees, everything in between. I'm all over the place with this news. It's just sad. I wish him the best in his next part of his college football journey. And in the end, he was leaving home to come to the West Coast. And even though there's the hope and idea that playing in the Big Ten a year from then was going to help him go closer to home, play those road games mostly every other week before Oregon and Washington joined the Big Ten alongside UCLA and SC. And that's just no longer the case. I'm not sure where he's going to go. In the end, that just means a lot for UCLA's QB room. At the moment, Garbers would be the leading returner with quite a few starts under his belt. are there going to be more joining more in the portal? They already have Jones leaving, Kam Brown leaving, Carsen Ryan off the top of my head. These are the first two underclassmen who are leaving. The first two are grad transfers, probably a little frustrated with their roles, understandable. And now you're starting to see some talent leave. Not that Brown wasn't talented, and certainly not that Keegan Jones wasn't talented, but guys that aren't just trying to take advantage of an extra year of eligibility and guarantee more playing time and more tape, guys who could have been developed. And all the talk about Chip Kelly was, hey, even in this own network, hey, he's already proven with DTR he can go 5 years and develop a quarterback. Well, now with this idea, not that anybody can't withdraw their name from the transfer portal. That could still absolutely happen. That's just not going to look likely in this situation. And now that's something that can't be on Chip Kelly's notch, right? That can't be on his belt. I can develop this quarterback because that quarterback's not even going to be there. All the hashtag Dante to LA's, as exciting as it is, it's just he's gone. And that's probably not going to be the last for UCLA in this offseason. I'm sorry to say. Every single day of the week, pretty much, we've seen a UCLA Bruin put his name or talk about his intentions to transfer. And that's with them moving to the Big Ten. That's with them trying to go in the portal. Does that change the sides? There's been 3 banners flown over UCLA. Some hate, some love, some I don't even know who's paying for these banners, whether it's a joke or not at this point, right? And now here you are, and Moore's leaving. That is a big blow, I think, for the future of the Bruins. They do have QBs who have played this year that can return next year. There's the idea of Justin Martin. Who knows what that happens if he can develop in time? I don't know. Or do they go and get somebody in the portal? Or is there someone who can come out of nowhere, someone like a Noah Fafita from Arizona that kind of worked his way up the depth chart and led Arizona to a great year in terms of a similar type rise up the ranks in the depth chart? Is that in the cards for UCLA now that Moore is no longer in the store? Can UCLA just focus on getting an offensive line, running the rock, and leaning minimally on the QB moving forward and continuing to stack the defense, hopefully under D'Anton Lynn? Because we talk about the portal, what about assistants that might leave? It's a little bit negative at the moment, but until something changes the momentum, that's where the ball's rolling. And I just wonder when it's going to stop, when it's going to change and whatnot. I hope I don't see any UCLA fans, because there will be some stupid, weird people, weird trolls who are going to go and lambast in this comment section or to Dante Moore talking about how he was lame and different things. Don't do that. If you do, you're a little soulless, I would think. So just wish him well. It's disappointing. There are different thoughts, different motives, different reasonings behind every single portal move. But don't curse the kid on the way out. That's all I'd say and ask. Just leave him be, and hopefully he makes the decision. And a less than 1% chance that he returns to UCLA, right? 90 billion % he's going elsewhere. And you just hope he doesn't have to face the Bruins, or we don't have to face him in the future if he's a super baller. So that is the beginning and the continuation of the mass exodus. In the meantime, will UCLA do anything coaching-wise? They stand pat. Now they're watching everybody leave. It's basketball season, yo. It's basketball season. All right. A little frustrating here on Locked On UCLA. Passion, drive, and patience. What brings home the winning trophy is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. From superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, and more, whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With over 120 million plus parts, 120 million plus parts, your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time, or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to turn your car into the MVP and bring home that win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. And Prize Picks, hey, check out with Prize Picks because they're the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. The easiest, fastest, most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports, just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of other players, pros, or sharks, it's more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. You can watch the winnings roll in. You can check out the Specials League with combo projections across football, basketball with the Specials League, and you can check out your entries against some of the biggest name in the Prize Picks community as well under the promos tab in the app under community plays. Fun places to look and check. And also, hey, a reboot policy if your player gets injured. For football and basketball games, your player gets injured in the first half, does not return in the second, the player is rebooted. They're the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. Go to prizepicks.com/lockedoncollege. Use the code LOCKEDONCollege for first deposit match up to $100. Again, that's prizepicks.com/lockedoncollege. Use the code LOCKEDONCollege for a deposit match up to $100. Daily fantasy sports made easy. That's going to do it for this breaking news edition of Locked On UCLA. Hey, stay tuned for more talk about who else is hitting the portal. Who might the Bruins get in the portal? Now they might be looking for a starting quarterback if they don't like their current options between Schley and Garbers at the moment of the recording of this podcast. And we're going to be talking a lot of hoops. Women's basketball number 2, men's basketball making some strides with some close battles in Maui. And what's the Chip Kelly situation? It's not looking pretty now. Is there a way to really bring up the excitement next year when they go to LSU, go to Hawaii, and start Big Ten play? A lot to look forward to, for better or for worse, on Locked On UCLA. Hands up, Bruins fans. 8 clap time, baby. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. UCLA. UCLA fights. I'm all over the place right now. This breaking news edition of Locked On UCLA is over. Zach out. Go Bruins.